Next, about Cisco meeting server services, which we discussed about Callbridge, WebBridge, Web Admin. Then there is database as any server has, which contains the database of it. In case of clustering, the database replication gets automatically enabled for the different nodes to have the replication of data. So Callbridge is called the heart of the solution, provides all the bridging functionalities as well as the communications from meeting server to the other services like CUCM, Active Directory, Expressway. So for all these integrations and for callings, we need Callbridge to be enabled. Otherwise, all these services will not work with CUCM or Active Directory, Expressways. So we need to have at least one Callbridge service required on meeting server, and then it depends on the different services. Web admin, without that web interface will not be accessible, as we saw in the lab also. So we need to configure web admin, which is used to configure the call bridge service after that. So it is not used to configure any of the other services, but just to access the web page. And through the web page, you can access other services. So the configurations, the settings that are stored in the database, we can use, and the call bridge retrieves those settings from the database when you perform any function. For example, setting up a SIP trunk to CUCM and all that. So web admin is required for that. Then web bridge is that service in the meeting server web app to communicate with the users that wish to access the spaces or the guests when they want to join a meeting from their browser. So WebBridge is required for that communication with the web app. And then web bridge needs to be associated with the call bridge to allow the users to join the meeting. So that is about these different services. Then the role of web admin, we saw that it is to configure the call bridge, view troubleshooting information, enable detailed traces. Then we have web admin HTTPS ports. These are the default ports used, 443. It always use secure HTTP. So that is the HTTP S protocol, which is used for CMS. So web admin provides the GUI through it, and we can simplify the configurations of all the call bridge settings and everything through HTTPS port 443. Then call bridge transcoding and translating. These are the two functions of call bridge, transcoding and translating. So the call bridge is the main service of the CMS, and it does all the main tasks, the hard work. It is a bridging service in the solution, so it is responsible for transcoding. Bridging service, we basically mean combining all the call legs. So connecting all the call legs together to connect the devices and connect them with the bridge, which creates the conference. So for that, call bridge service is required. And in this service, this is a solution for transcoding. Transcoding is used for converting the audio and video encoding formats. So in case the different devices are using different codecs, and so for them, the data for it to be presentable as per their supported parameters, it needs to be converted. So in that case, CMS itself can act as a transcoder, which converts the audio video encoding formats. And translating is managing the bit rate. So it's like the window size. It says that how much bit rate is available for a particular call leg, and based on that, it negotiates. And for all the connections to all the participants which are dialed in the meeting, a separate bit rate can be negotiated by the CMS. So the functionality of CMS that provides it is called bridge, and the two functions it performs for this is transcoding and translating. So this is again a very feature-rich device. So call bridge connectivity, for call bridge, it is again responsible, as I mentioned, for almost everything call bridge is doing here. So the another responsibility of it is managing all the connections between meeting server and other services like Active Directory, Expressway, CUCM, any third-party servers like Microsoft Skype for Business server, any standard SIP servers, and so on. So all these get connectivity with the call bridge. Yeah, so here we can see that. Then Active Directory configuration. So as we mentioned that for the users needs to be imported through Active Directory through LDAP service. So we have to do Active Directory configuration in the CMS. In the configuration page, you can select Active Directory, and these are the settings you can find. You can configure connection to AD server, where on the AD server users are located, and how CMS users and spaces are to be constructed from the AD attributes. So all these detailed configurations we can do here. So the connection details for Active Directory server can be done. It can be, it is just the configuration of Active Directory settings, then the location and the mapping. These are the three main configurations we do within Active Directory, and it is split into these three parts here. Okay, just a simple question. Users can be added manually to CMS, true or false?
False.
Yeah, right. Okay, so then WebBridge 3 interfaces. So WebBridge 3 is just the service of WebBridge to provide the outside users to be able to connect to the web app and connect to the meetings internally. And WebBridge 3 means just the third version, the latest version of it. And so between the call bridge and the web bridge, a port automatically gets connected. A default port of 9999 is generated automatically with the connection between call bridge and web bridge, and an HTTPS port 443 by default is used for the outbound port. So this is the final core service, which is the web bridge, and WebBridge is like the host. So it is hosting the customers. So to be able to access the meeting server web application. So when a user enters a web app URL in the browser, a HTTPS connection is built to the web bridge on this port number 443. So on the server, when it starts, the web bridge also establish a C2W protocol. This is called the bespoke Cisco protocol, which is a Cisco proprietary protocol and works between the call bridge and the web bridge, which is resolved with the port 9999 by default. And this is the web app access. This is how you can access web app. This is you can find different versions of it. Just depending on that, a little bit of difference you will find. You can do a guest login or login using your credentials if provided. So then you can click join meeting. This will be used as a guest. So for the guests as a guest invite, and sign in for the users with their spaces created, and they can dial into the meetings directly from there.